$180,437.72. That's what we spent to renovate a 2-bed, 2-bath container home in Old Fort, North Carolina that we're turning into an Airbnb. Well, I guess that's a video, right? Like, that's what you wanted to know? But wait, don't go yet. Don't go yet. There's more to this. Now, our original budget for this project was $175,000, and as you can tell, we went over by about $5,400 or so. And part of that is because one expense I'll share with you at the very end of this video that just absolutely shocked me. I mean, once I ran the numbers, I couldn't believe how much some of this stuff cost. I was really taken off guard. But there were some other factors that impacted this along the way. One we really didn't expect at all, and the other one we splurged a little bit to make things easier for our guest. So let's just start with the purchase price of this property. We purchased this property in July for $150,000. So this is 1,261 square feet, 4 containers making 2 beds, 2 baths in Old Fort, North Carolina, and $150,000 we thought was a steal. So I know what you're thinking. Where did the other $30,437.72 go? Well, let's get into that. Now, the first expense on this property was insurance. And insurance for a year is $589, which isn't that bad. But we are taking a little bit of a risk here. You see, the reason we got this property so cheap and the reason it needed renovations is because it was flooded in Hurricane Helene. And this $589 doesn't include flood insurance. And I know what you're thinking. I must be crazy. Not getting flood insurance for a property that was just flooded? Am I stupid? Well, you know what? I might be. But there's 2 reasons we decided to not go with flood insurance. One, it was like $5,000 or $6,000 a year. We renovated this whole place for $30,000. So after just a few years, after you take into account the huge deductible that I would get charged, it just really didn't make any sense. And number 2, this was a 100-year flood. I don't think I'm going to be here in 100 years. So as long as this doesn't happen again in the next 10 to 15 years, I'll take my chances. The other expense that needs to be taken into account is a business license. Since we are operating this as an Airbnb, our local town requires us to have a business license, and that was $50 for a year. And the third expense that could be a little bit variable was utilities. Our utilities from mid-July to mid-November, when we started renting this place out, were about $508.90. Now, utilities includes electrical, water, cable, Wi-Fi, all of the utilities over those 4 months, and some of the hookup fees and deposits that the city and town charges for those. So that was about $508. Now, this next expense was kind of a mistake, and that was for flooring. We decided to go with LVP throughout the entire container home. And honestly, we love the LVP flooring. The problem is, it took me 6 weeks to put down all the flooring in this house, which means we couldn't rent this property for another 6 weeks. Now, the cost of the flooring was only $3,054.66. And I saved thousands of dollars by doing it myself, but there was 6 weeks there when I couldn't rent the place out. So probably for another $3,000 or $4,000, I could have had some guys come in, put all new flooring throughout the entire house in just a few days, and been able to rent this property out months sooner. So while I did save some money, I think in the long run, it might have cost me a little bit by not being able to get this on Airbnb and get it marketed and start booking it sooner. The next expense that was definitely a mistake was the trim and paint. Now, we were able to put all new trim in this property and paint the whole thing. Every square inch of this place needed to be painted for $2,845.47. And honestly, that's not bad, but you know what? Painting sucks, and it took us like 2 months to paint everything. And I know what you're saying, like, why would it take you 2 months to paint? Why would it take you 6 weeks to put in flooring? Well, that's because my wife and I both work full-time jobs and could really only work on this during the weekend. And there's only so many hours in the day. So again, painting sucks. I should have just hired a painter to do this whole thing. it probably wouldn't have been that much more expensive, maybe a couple of $1,000s. And since it took so long, again, we didn't get this book during our prime season, so it probably ended up costing me money in the end. Now, as far as like electrical and plumbing and things like that, there were some minor expenses. We did put new toilets in the place, so that was really our only plumbing expense, and that was $193.76. And that's because I went with a little bit nicer toilet. I don't know, probably didn't make a difference, but I like to sit on, like a higher toilet with a bigger bowl. I like to be comfortable when I'm doing my business, and I just didn't want to buy a cheap toilet. So we spent about $150 per toilet, and I know you can get them cheaper, but hey, I like a nice toilet. We also had some electrical work done. We had the strip ran for the fireplace that we put in. We also had some outlets replaced, those sort of things. I'm not an electrician. I'm not trying to burn a place down. So that electrical bill was about $1,514.03. And then the last is just miscellaneous construction supplies. Nails, caulk, screws, just little supplies that you need when you're remodeling a house. And this was only $163.22. So far, so good. And to finish the place off on the outside, we spent $572.06 on landscaping. This included some bushes, some rocks, some trees, all the gravel that we needed to build that beautiful fireplace in the back, and all the supplies for the outdoor lighting, those sort of things, just to spruce up the outside. So under $600 for landscaping to improve the looks of the outside of the property, well worth it in my opinion. So if you're keeping track at home, we're at about $160,000. So far, we've put in a new door, we've done trim, paint, flooring, put in new toilets. The place should be ready to go, right? Like, where did the other $20,000 go? And this is where we started to run into a little bit of an expense that we weren't expecting. The first big expense that we didn't expect was HVAC. This place has 3 mini splits, and when we originally walked through the property, one of them was blowing cold air, the other 2 weren't, but at least they turned on and they were blowing something. We probably just need to get them cleaned out, fixed up, recharged, whatever HVAC people do to fix mini splits. But that was not the case. When the guy came out and opened up the outdoor compressors, they were full of mud, rust, dirt, and grime from the flood. So they were just totally trashed. And so we had to actually replace all 3 mini splits. Now there are cheaper options on the market, but we went with Daikin mini splits, which are a little bit better quality. And the reason we did that is because we just don't want to have to worry about it. Now, the cost for all 3 mini splits was $8,800. I know what you're thinking. Ben, that's way too much. Why didn't you just get some Mr. Cool mini splits and do it yourself for like $6,000 and save a few $1,000s? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because the guys that came out to put these things in were crawling through the mud in 100-degree weather with mosquitoes the size of hummingbirds eating their face for 3 days to put these in. They had to run all new lines underneath the container home, which only has about 18 inches of space. It was a time when we were getting rain every day, so it was a swamp under there, and I can't tell you, there's no way I would have wanted to do that, and I'm not even sure they wanted to do it, but they did such a fantastic job. We got quality mini splits, everything's new, we don't have to worry about it, we can just check that off our list and just kind of move on with our day. So for $8,800, and I don't have to worry about it for many years to come, it was totally worth it for us. Now, the other expense that came up that we weren't really expecting was pouring a 110-foot long concrete sidewalk. Now, this is something that we had kind of talked about, but we weren't really sure. We thought about doing some pavers or some sort of mulch or some sort of rock gravel pathway back to the back of the house. The reason for this is the best way to get into the container home is through a back door that is on the back of the property. But when we really started thinking about it, we didn't feel like our guests who are coming to enjoy the mountains and the mountain biking in the area would want to drag their luggage and groceries and all their other crap through mud, gravel, whatever, to get into the property. So we decided to have a 110-foot long concrete walkway poured. And Overall, this was $4,200, so we weren't really counting on that expense, but we felt like it made an improvement to the property. We think that $4,200 for a 110-foot long sidewalk that's 4 feet wide was a really good price. Now, if you're keeping track up to this point, the total cost that were into this property is $170,625.16, which is great. That's almost $4,400 under budget. So how in the heck did we end up blowing the last $9,800 and just shooting right over the top of our budget? Well, this last expense really caught me off guard, and until I was actually putting all of this video together, I was actually shocked how much this last part cost. And this last expense actually came out to $9,812.56. And it's hard for me to even say that out loud. I mean, what kind of world are we living in here? So what is this last expense? It's furnishings and decor. Everything from kitchen utensils to the water filter, the patio set, the grill, pull-out couch bed, new mattresses, luxury sheets, pillows, towels, coffee makers. I mean, the list goes on and on. TVs. I can't even think of anything anymore. Tables and chairs, nightstands, lamps, all the stuff. And that is a lesson learned for us if we decide to do another Airbnb, is that the furnishings can actually cost quite a bit. Now, we probably could have skimped on some places and bought some cheaper furniture or bought some cheaper sheets or towels or those sort of things, but we want our guests to be comfortable. In a past life, I used to travel just about every week for work, and so I understand when you get to somewhere that's not your home, and what are those things that are there in that hotel or wherever you're staying that just make your life a little bit easier while you're away from home. So we did splurge here. We got really nice sheets. We got extra different types of pillows. We put in high quality mattresses. I mean, it's an Airbnb. People come to sleep. So we want to make sure that they have a good night's sleep. We have noise machines if you're into white noise. High def TV so you can watch your favorite sports team while you're away. So all of this stuff really added up quickly, but we feel like the investment into those things in particular is really what the guest is going to notice. They're not going to notice the floors, or maybe they'll notice the toilets. I would notice the toilets, but these are the things that guests are really going to appreciate when they come. And in fact, we had a review from a guest that came to stay with us over Thanksgiving, and they said that this was the most well-equipped kitchen that they had ever used while staying at one of these properties, and they were able to fix an entire Thanksgiving meal without having to buy a single pot and pan or anything else. It was all there, and everything that they needed was in place. So we did go over the top with some of these expenses, but we want to make sure that our guests have everything they need, that they're comfortable, get a good night's sleep, and can make the place feel like it's their own home. So in total, we went over a little bit, and we made some mistakes. We could have opened maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks sooner if we would have hired some of the work out, and we'll take those lessons on to the next one. But in the meantime, if you want to be our guest at this Airbnb in downtown Old Fort, North Carolina, I'll leave a link in the description below. Make sure you're subscribed because we have some really big things coming up in this next year, huge, can't really tell you what it is right now, but you're not going to want to miss those. And as always, thanks for watching.